The Cosmic Discovery. In the vast expanse of the multiverse, Goku, the valiant Saiyan warrior, ventured beyond the known limits. Guided by his instincts, he reached a remote corner of space where energy radiated a powerful presence. Intrigued, Goku followed the trail to an ethereal realm where he encountered Lord of All, the king of everything. However, something was profoundly wrong. Lord of All, the diminutive figure who normally radiated innocence and joy, was shrouded in overwhelming darkness. Goku, the tireless hero, did not hesitate to confront the threat posed by his own friend. The ensuing battle was beyond mortal comprehension, with flashes of power resonating throughout the multiverse. Goku fought with all his might, but the darkness emanating from Lord of All was an unknown and challenging force. At the height of the confrontation, Goku, with his instincts and pure heart, sensed that this darkness did not originate naturally from Lord God. It was as if an ancient evil had infiltrated the heart of the King of All, corrupting him from within. Determined to uncover the truth behind this corruption, Goku prepared for a quest that would take him through unexplored dimensions and unimaginable cosmic challenges. The fate of the multiverse hung in the balance as Goku embarked on the odyssey of his life. With burning determination in his heart, Goku set off on a journey that would take him beyond the known limits of the multiverse. Following cosmic clues and energy signals, he ventured through uncharted dimensions where reality itself warped and the boundaries of space and time blurred. On his journey, Goku encountered cosmic beings of immeasurable power who revealed fragments of the truth behind Lord God's corruption. He discovered that an ancient dark entity known as Moros sought to seize Lord God's throne to exert control over the multiverse. Moros, a god banished for his boundless ambition, had found a way to infiltrate Lord God's heart and corrupt his divine essence. This discovery filled Goku with a mixture of rage and sorrow as he faced not only a friend, but evil incarnate, threatening existence itself. Goku's journey took him through chaotic dimensions and dazzling cosmic landscapes. At every turn, he faced challenges that tested his limits and expanded his abilities beyond what he had ever imagined. With each victory, Goku absorbed fragments of the pure essence of the realms he visited, strengthening his connection to the very fabric of the multiverse. As he journeyed on, Goku encountered benevolent beings who bestowed upon him ancient knowledge and cosmic techniques. He learned to manipulate divine energies and unraveled the secrets of space-time. Each new power he acquired brought him closer to the truth behind Zeno's corruption, but it also confronted him with the reality that the battle for the multiverse would be an unparalleled test of his courage and determination. The Saiyan warrior, with his indomitable spirit, advanced into the unknown, ready to challenge the dark forces that threatened the stability of the cosmos. On the cosmic horizon, an uncertain destiny awaited Goku as he embarked on the next phase of his odyssey to free his old friend from the clutches of corruption and confront the villain who had infiltrated Zeno's heart. Goku, now imbued with the knowledge and powers of the realms he had visited, stood on the threshold of a sacred dimension, the sanctuary of the ancient gods. This place, hidden deep within the multiverse, served as a bastion for the benevolent gods who had existed since immemorial. Upon entering the sanctuary, Goku was greeted by divine beings of ancient wisdom. The ancient gods, aware of the threat Moros posed, shared with him the cosmic legends that spoke of duality and the fundamental balance of the multiverse. He discovered that in ancient times, Zeno had been a defender of this duality, ensuring that opposing forces coexisted in harmony. However, Moros, with his boundless ambition, had attempted to usurp Zeno's power, corrupting his essence and sowing discord throughout the multiverse. Goku, now aware of the importance of duality, vowed to restore balance and free Zeno from the clutches of darkness. The ancient gods, recognizing the purity of Goku's heart, instructed him in cosmic techniques that only the chosen few could master. He learned to fuse the energies of light and darkness within himself, becoming a being of balance who could uniquely challenge Moros. Before departing, Goku received a relic, the sacred sphere of creation, an ancient artifact that possessed the power to purify divine essences. With this tool, Goku held the key to freeing Zeno and confronting Moros in a cosmic battle that would decide the fate of the multiverse. With his newfound knowledge and cosmic powers, Goku left the refuge of the ancient gods, prepared for the confrontation that would take him to the deepest shadows of the multiverse. The sphere of creation shone in his hands, a beacon of hope in his quest to redeem his old friend and confront the villain who had infiltrated Zeno's heart. Armed with the wisdom of the ancient gods and the sphere of creation, Goku continued his journey into the darkest corners of the multiverse. As he traveled further, the darkness intensified, heralding the approach of Moros and the corruption he had sown within Zeno. Goku, with his keen instincts and a heart filled with determination, arrived in a realm where the laws of space and time seemed to distort. It was the very heart of darkness, where Moros lay in wait, feeding on Zeno's divine essence to strengthen his own malevolent existence. The ensuing battle was a storm of cosmic energy. Goku, channeling the duality he had learned to master, confronted Moros with the sphere of creation in hand. Each blow echoed across the multiverse as opposing forces collided in a frenzy of light and darkness. Moros, however, proved to be a cunning and ruthless adversary. He used his ancient knowledge to counter Goku's techniques and manipulated Zeno's shadows to unleash doubt and fear in the Saiyan warrior's heart. The battle grew increasingly intense, and Goku found himself fighting not only Moros, but also the lingering darkness that threatened to consume him. At a critical moment, Goku recalled the teachings of the ancient gods about duality. He understood that the fight wasn't just against Moros, but also against the shadows within himself. With an act of pure will, Goku released the bonds of the lingering darkness, allowing the light of duality to shine more brightly. With this new understanding, Goku fused the energy of light and darkness into a final attack. The sphere of creation glowed with dazzling intensity, and with a majestic spin, he unleashed a blast of purifying energy that engulfed Moros and Zeno. The king of all, freed from the darkness that imprisoned him, regained his original essence. Goku, with the power of duality, had purified both his friend and his enemy. Moros, weakened by the light that now flowed through him, was sealed in a separate dimension, unable to wreak further havoc throughout the multiverse. Victory echoed across the realms, and the darkness that once threatened to consume everything was replaced by the light of restored duality. Goku, exhausted but filled with gratitude, approached Zeno, who gazed at him with eyes brimming with recognition and appreciation. The king of all, freed from the corruption, extended his hand toward Goku, sealing an alliance that would endure through time. With darkness vanquished and duality restored, Goku and Zeno beheld a new dawn in the multiverse. However, Goku's journey was far from over. New challenges and mysteries awaited, and the Saiyan warrior, now more connected than ever to cosmic duality, prepared for the final pages of his epic odyssey. Part 5: The Rebirth of Duality. With Moro sealed away and duality restored to the multiverse, Goku and Zeno surveyed the realms in harmony. However, victory was not merely a relief. It also marked the rebirth of an era of cosmic balance. Goku, with his deeper connection to duality, became the custodian of this restored harmony. Alongside Zeno, they embarked on a journey through the realms, ensuring that light and darkness coexisted in perfect synchronicity. Celestial beings and mortals alike recognized Goku as the defender of duality, a title he bore with humility. During his travels, Goku encountered beings from every corner of the multiverse, sharing the lessons he had learned in his battle against Moros. He inspired others to embrace their own dualities, to understand that the coexistence of opposing forces was essential for growth and evolution. However, in the shadow of this newfound peace, cosmic mysteries arose. Goku, now more sensitive to fluctuations in the balance, detected a distortion in the energies of the multiverse. Delving deeper into this anomaly, he discovered a dimensional rift that threatened to destabilize everything he had achieved. The rift was a lingering echo of Moros's influence, a breach between dimensions that could unleash dark forces. If it wasn't properly closed, it would cause serious harm. Guided by his newfound connection to duality, Goku understood that the battle for balance never truly ended. It was a constant dance between light and darkness. With Lord of the Rings by his side, Goku embarked on a new mission to close the dimensional rift and preserve the harmony of the multiverse. This challenge, though smaller compared to the previous threat, served as a reminder that cosmic duality required constant vigilance. The dual warrior, with the Dragon Ball in hand, faced the dimensional rift with determination. As light and darkness intertwined in a cosmic ballet, the parallel timelines would be restored, and the evil Goku could once again see his friends and his universe. Likewise, the Gokus he had absorbed would return to their original parallel timelines, so from then on, each and every parallel timeline would live in peace and harmony. Well, it seems I didn't need to send you to that parallel timeline to intervene. Son Goku, the Son Goku from that parallel timeline and his Gohan were able to resolve the dimensional conflict. I'm rather surprised, Awari, the infinite god, said to Goku in a neutral tone. Yes, it seems my intervention wasn't necessary. I'm truly surprised that neither I from that timeline nor Gohan managed to fuse. Besides, that transformation of Gohan's is something I would never have seen in my dimension. This multiverse of parallel timelines is truly incredible, Goku said, quite surprised but also pleased that his version from that dimension had been able to resolve the problem on his own, along with Gohan. I'll tell you a secret, he continued. That parallel timeline of that Son Goku wasn't that far from yours. It was only separated by a few dozen parallel lines. You can tell since you both have something in common. You were both imprisoned in the hyperbolic time chamber, though one more than the other, Awari would say again in a completely neutral voice. Yes, that's what I'm seeing. Besides, that means that if the problem caused by the evil Son Goku had continued, sooner or later it would have reached my parallel timeline, right? Goku would say, looking at Awari somewhat seriously. Yes, that's right. Feel lucky, that whole matter has been resolved. However, there are many parallel timelines that need intervention. So what do you think? Do you want to continue exploring the multiverse? There's an alternate timeline where you lost all your friends and became the only warrior on the planet. Also, there's an alternate timeline where you believed you had been betrayed and were imprisoned in the hyperbolic time chamber by a version of yourself from the multiverse. Furthermore, in that parallel timeline, you fused with Gohan. That's the parallel timeline we just observed. It's the one we just saw, Awari would say. There's also a parallel timeline where you were designated as an angel of Universe 9, and an angel named Miko didn't try to destroy you. There's also a parallel timeline where you were appointed. There's even a parallel timeline where your parents managed to survive. Isn't all of that fascinating, Son Goku? The next parallel timeline is the one I need you to take care of. You must go and help. That dimension is in danger.
Awari said, showing Son Goku a parallel timeline and entrusting it to him as a mission. Goku sealed the rift, restoring stability to the very fabric of the multiverse. The rebirth of duality manifested in this victory, and Goku understood that his role as guardian of cosmic harmony was eternal. With a heart full of purpose and the promise of new adventures, Goku gazed towards the starry horizon, ready to face any challenge the multiverse might present. The story of the dual warrior was far from over, and cosmic destiny wove new threads into his eternal odyssey. As the multiverse stabilized under Goku's watchful eye, new hints of malevolence lurked in the most ancient shadows. An ancient presence lurks in the shadows, a dark force that for eons had lain dormant, awaiting the opportune moment to emerge. Goku, with his cosmic sensitivity, sensed the unsettling presence as he explored the farthest reaches of the multiverse. The moving energies were unlike anything he had ever encountered. With keen instinct, the dual warrior journeyed towards the epicenter of darkness, a forgotten corner of space-time where ancient shadows awaited their awakening. There, Goku confronted dark beings banished to the depths of cosmic oblivion. They were remnants of a distant past, an era when duality was out of balance and darkness threatened to consume all that existed. An ancient smile of triumph could be seen on the face of Umbra. This dark leader, known as Umbra, had been waiting patiently for his moment to claim the multiverse. His goal was to free Moros and unleash a darkness so profound it would consume even the duality restored by Goku. Umbra, with his ancient cunning, had infiltrated the darkest corners of existence, weaving his threads across vast dimensions. When Goku confronted Umbra, he sensed a darkness that surpassed even that which Moros had manifested. The Dark Leader, with a mocking laugh, revealed that Moros was merely a pawn in his master plan. Umbra intended to use duality itself as a catalyst to unleash a darkness so profound that it would annihilate all hope and light in the multiverse. The battle that ensued between Goku and Umbra was a test of both sides' cunning and strength. Goku, with his mastery of duality, attempted to counter Umbra's machinations and dark power. Every movement resonated through the cosmic eternity as both contenders fought to impose their will on the very fabric of reality. In the midst of the battle, Goku felt the duality within him being subjected to extreme tests. Umbra's darkness attempted to corrupt his essence, but the dual warrior remembered the lessons learned on his odyssey. With an explosion of determination, Goku raised the light of duality to new heights, defying the shadows that threatened to engulf him.
The confrontation with Umbra marked the beginning of a new and epic cosmic battle. As Goku faced the leader of the ancient shadows, the fate of the multiverse hung in the balance. Duality, once again, stood as the last hope against a darkness that sought to plunge everything into the eternal abyss. Part 7. The Labyrinth of Dark Dimensions. The confrontation with Umbra unleashed a series of events that plunged the multiverse into a maelstrom of cosmic chaos. Goku, after withstanding the onslaught of the ancient shadows, found himself enmeshed in a labyrinth of dark dimensions woven by Umbra's cunning. This labyrinth, a creation of the very essence of the ancient shadows, defied the laws of space and time. Goku was lost in a distorted environment where shadows danced and illusions challenged his perception. Every step was a challenge, and the dual warrior was forced to confront his own fears and doubts as he navigated the dark dimensions. On his journey, Goku encountered beings trapped in the labyrinth's clutches, cosmic creatures and celestial entities whose essences had been distorted by the shadows. With a heart full of compassion, he freed these trapped beings, gaining allies in his fight against Umbra. However, the Dark Leader was one step ahead. Umbra manipulated the dark dimensions to confront Goku with visions of his own mistakes and deepest fears. The dual warrior, while battling the illusions created by Umbra, realized that the true battle was raging within him, where duality and darkness clashed in a constant struggle. With each challenge overcome, Goku strengthened his connection to duality. He learned to distinguish between reality and illusions, to find the light within the darkness. The labyrinth of dark dimensions, though seemingly endless, became increasingly permeable to Goku's influence. Finally, at the heart of the labyrinth, Goku faced a direct manifestation of Umbra. The ensuing battle was a cosmic dance of energies where Goku's duality clashed with the shadows that sought to eclipse everything. Every punch, every energy wave resonated through the dark dimensions, and the fate of the multiverse hung in the balance. With a final burst of energy, Goku managed to unravel the dark dimensions and confront Umbra directly. Duality shone like a star in the darkness, and with an act of pure will, Goku sealed the ancient shadows at the very core of the labyrinth, restoring stability to the multiverse once more. The dual warrior, though exhausted from the battle, emerged victorious from the labyrinth of dark dimensions. With his connection to duality strengthened, Goku prepared for the final challenges that lay ahead, knowing that the fight against the shadows was not only an external battle, but also an internal journey that led him to explore the deepest corners of his own being. With the dark dimensions sealed and Umbra neutralized, the multiverse breathed a sigh of relief. Goku, the dual warrior, surveyed the vast cosmic panorama, knowing that the imminent threat had been overcome. However, duality taught that even in victory, new lessons awaited discovery. In the moments following the battle, Goku entered a deep state of cosmic reflection. The duality that had guided him through countless challenges revealed itself to be more than just a cosmic force. It was a form of consciousness that connected all beings across the multiverse. This awakening of cosmic consciousness allowed Goku to perceive the energies of the realms and understand that every action, every choice resonated across the vastness of time and space. With this new perspective, Goku embarked on a quest to share his understanding with other sentient beings. He visited distant worlds and forgotten realms, sharing the teachings of duality and the importance of balancing opposing forces. Beings throughout the multiverse, inspired by the story of the dual warrior, began to explore their own inner dualities. On his journey, Goku also discovered that cosmic consciousness granted access to ancient knowledge and visions of the past and future. He witnessed the eras in which duality had been challenged and the consequences of cosmic choices. Through these glimpses, he understood that the balance between light and darkness was an eternal dance, a symphony that created the harmony of the multiverse. However, amidst this expansion of consciousness, Goku sensed a disturbance in the cosmic energies. An ancient shadow, a residual force of the darkness he had faced before, seemed to throb in the shadows of space-time. It was as if an echo of the ancient threat still lingered, waiting for the right moment to manifest itself once more. With cosmic consciousness as his guide, Goku prepared to face this new challenge. The dual warrior, imbued with the wisdom of duality and the understanding of the very fabric of the multiverse, became the guardian of cosmic consciousness, ready to confront any threat that might arise and preserve the balance that sustained existence itself. The dual warrior's journey continued, now on a higher plane of cosmic consciousness and responsibility. Cosmic consciousness permeated every corner of the multiverse, guided by the wisdom of the dual warrior. Goku, imbued with the power of duality and the vision of cosmic consciousness, became a beacon of light in both the celestial and mortal realms. As he explored the dimensions, Goku noticed a growing disturbance in the cosmic energies. An ancient shadow was rising, challenging the newly restored stability. This new adversary, known as Nyx, was a cosmic entity that fed on duality itself, seeking to disrupt the harmony and plunge the multiverse into endless chaos. With her cunning and unfathomable power, Nyx launched an assault on the realms, unleashing dark forces that defied even the dual warrior's comprehension. Goku, aware that duality was not only a cosmic force but also a conscious choice, prepared himself to face this new challenge. The battle that ensued was a cosmic dance of opposing forces. Nyx, with her ability to manipulate shadows, challenged Goku's duality. Light and darkness clashed in a maelstrom of energy that resonated throughout the multiverse. Goku, harnessing cosmic awareness, understood that Nyx was not only an external threat, but also a manifestation of the inner shadows lurking in the hearts of sentient beings. With this understanding, the dual warrior extended his influence to those affected by Nyx, inspiring them to embrace their own dualities and resist the shadows that threatened to consume them. The battle reached its climax at the heart of the multiverse. Goku, with cosmic awareness as his guide and duality as his weapon, unleashed a power that resonated in harmony with creation itself. The light of duality and cosmic awareness enveloped Nyx, purifying the shadows that nourished her. With a dazzling radiance, Nyx was neutralized, her dark plans unraveled by the unstoppable force of restored duality. Goku, exhausted but filled with determination, witnessed the resurgence of cosmic stability. Cosmic awareness vibrated in harmony with duality, and the dual warrior became the eternal guardian of this balance. The multiverse, though it would always face challenges, knew that the endless dance of duality would continue. Goku, with his cosmic wisdom, stood as the defender of universal harmony, guiding sentient beings through the eternal dance of light and darkness. The story of the dual warrior continued, an endless odyssey in which duality became the force that sustained the wonder and complexity of the infinite universe. With cosmic awareness as his ally, Goku prepared for new horizons, ready to face the cosmic challenges that awaited him and perpetuate the eternal dance of duality.
Amidst the disruption of duality in the multiverse, Goku, the dual warrior, found himself in a moment of pause and reflection. Cosmic awareness granted him a deeper connection to the threads of time and space, allowing him to glimpse the echoes of infinity that resonated through eternity. Goku perceived a cosmic resonance, an echo from an ancient era that stretched far before his existence. This echo carried with it the whisper of an ancient prophecy, a warning of an even greater challenge looming on the cosmic horizon. A primordial darkness, an ancestral entity awakened by the disturbance in the energies of the multiverse. The entity, known as Erebos, was the very personification of primordial darkness, a force that had existed since time immemorial. Its awakening threatened to consume the multiverse in an eternal abyss, devouring even the duality restored by Goku. With unwavering determination, Goku prepared to face this new challenge. Cosmic awareness granted him a clearer vision of the realms affected by Erebos's darkness. The dual warrior, with the sphere of creation shining brightly, embarked on a journey across dimensions and planes of existence, gathering allies and preparing for the ultimate battle. As he traveled, Goku encountered beings of cosmic power and ancient wisdom. The celestial beings, aware of the impending danger, joined the dual warrior in his quest to stop Erebos.
Together, they formed an alliance that spanned the boundaries of the multiverse, ready to confront the echo of infinity and preserve the light of duality. The battle against Erebos promised to be Goku's most challenging test yet. The primordial darkness manifested as an unstoppable force, an endless tide that threatened to engulf everything in its path. The dual warrior, guided by cosmic consciousness and the wisdom accumulated on his epic odyssey, stood as the ultimate defender of duality and the harmony of the multiverse. At the crossroads of infinity, Goku prepared to challenge the ancient echo that resonated at the very confines of time and space. Cosmic destiny awaited, and the dual warrior, imbued with the very essence of duality, advanced toward the confrontation that would decide the course of the infinite universe. Part 11. The Song of Infinity. Goku, accompanied by the cosmic alliance he had forged, ventured into the depths of the multiverse, pursuing the echo of infinity that resonated with the primordial darkness of Erebos. The realms trembled before the arrival of the ancient entity, and duality stirred in response, like a cosmic symphony anticipating the imminent battle. The path to Erebos led the dual warrior through forgotten dimensions and lost realms within the fabric of time. Throughout his journey, Goku shared the teachings of duality with those he encountered, seeking to strengthen the light that would withstand the ancient darkness. In his quest, Goku also discovered cosmic artifacts and ancient knowledge that would strengthen his connection to duality. These acquisitions, combined with the cosmic awareness that had awakened within him, prepared him to face the echo of infinity in a way that surpassed any previous challenge. Finally, Goku and his cosmic alliance reached the epicenter of the echo of infinity, where Erebos awaited in the primordial shadows. The darkness emanating from the ancient entity was palpable, like a black tide threatening to devour the light of the multiverse. The battle that followed was a turning point, cosmic movement of opposing forces. Erebos, with his imposing presence, challenged Goku's duality, seeking to submerge him in primordial darkness. However, the dual warrior, with his strongest connection ever, faced the darkness with the light of duality. The realms resonated with the intensity of the battle, like a cosmic opera that narrated the eternal fight between light and darkness. Goku, taking advantage of the cosmic consciousness and wisdom accumulated throughout his travels, unleashed techniques and powers that resonated in harmony with creation itself. With each blow, each burst of energy, Goku purified the darkness that emanated from Erebos. The Cosmic Alliance joined the Song of Infinity, each being contributing to the symphony of duality that defied the ancestral shadows. In a culminating moment, Goku, with the sphere of creation shining with intensity, channeled duality into a definitive attack. Light and darkness interlaced in a cosmic explosion that enveloped Erebos. The ancestral entity, weakened by the combined force of the Cosmic Alliance and restored duality, was sealed in the depths of the multiverse, unable to unleash its darkness once again. Goku, exhausted but full of gratitude, contemplated the stability that he had restored once again. The cosmic consciousness vibrated in harmony with duality, and the multiverse, although it would always face challenges, knew that light would prevail over darkness. The dual warrior, with his connection strengthened with duality and cosmic consciousness, was erected as the eternal guardian of balance. The cosmic opera continued, with Goku as the protagonist in the eternal dance of light and shadow that wove existence itself. After the victory over Erebos, the multiverse was plunged into a period of peace and restoration. Goku, the dual warrior, became the lighthouse that guided conscious beings in the preservation of duality. The cosmic consciousness that had awakened in him spread, connecting the realms in a network of understanding and balance. However, in the most remote corners of space-time, a cosmic change was gestated. The essence of duality and cosmic consciousness flowed as currents of energy,
creating a vortex in the nucleus of the multiverse. This vortex was the antecedent of a transcendental cosmic event, the rebirth of the universe in a new era. Goku, feeling the cosmic currents that were woven around him, understood that the rebirth was linked to duality and cosmic consciousness. He embarked on a search to understand the purpose behind this cosmic event and prepare for what was to come. As Goku explored the realms, he came across ancestral beings and cosmic entities that possessed ancient knowledge. He discovered that the rebirth of the universe was a unique opportunity to renew cosmic energy, allowing duality to flourish in even more amazing ways. The sphere of creation, imbued with the essence of duality, became the central focus of this rebirth. Goku, with cosmic consciousness guiding him, began to channel the energy of duality into the sphere, preparing the universe for its transformation. In the midst of this cosmic ceremony, Goku experienced visions of unlimited possibilities. He saw worlds being born and stars dancing in completely new celestial patterns. Duality, as a creative force, molded the fabric of the universe in a symphony of colors and energies never before witnessed. The rebirth of the universe reached its climax when Goku, with the sphere of creation shining with intensity, released the energy of duality into space-time. A cosmic explosion enveloped the multiverse, transforming reality into a new manifestation of restored duality. As the energy waves faded away, Goku contemplated the rebirth of the universe with astonishment. The realms shone with renewed luminosity, and cosmic consciousness vibrated in harmony with duality in its purest form. The dual warrior, now a witness of the renewed universe, prepared for the new adventures and challenges that awaited in this new era. With duality as his guide and cosmic consciousness as his ally, Goku became the pillar that held the wonder of the multiverse in its continual rebirth, ready to explore the cosmic horizons and perpetuate the eternal dance of light and shadow.
Cosmic consciousness, his constant guide, revealed to him the mysteries of the very fabric of the multiverse, where each thread of light and shadow intertwined in a cosmic loom. As Goku traveled through the reformed dimensions, he noticed that duality acquired new forms and expressions. Dark worlds were illuminated with the light of harmony, and creatures that were previously divided found an internal balance. Duality manifested itself in ways that defied conventional understanding, creating an interconnected network of energies that vibrated in a cosmic, unique resonance. On his journey, Goku met cosmic beings who had emerged as guardians of duality in their new forms. These beings, aware of the essence they shared with the dual warrior, joined him in the preservation of cosmic balance. Together, they wove new threads in the loom of destiny, forming a network of cooperation that encompassed the multiverse. However, cosmic consciousness also revealed to Goku that challenges and threats still persisted in this renovated universe. In the farthest corners, where duality manifested itself in unexplored forms, unknown forces emerged that challenged the newly established harmony. Goku, with the sphere of creation in hand, became the guardian of the loom of cosmic destiny. He dedicated himself to preserving duality in all its forms, since he understood that harmony arose from the balanced interaction of opposing forces. Each choice, each action resonated through the cosmic loom, influencing the very plot of the multiverse. In his role as protector of duality, Goku also sought to understand the new expressions of this cosmic force. He immersed himself in the realms where duality took on amazing forms, where light and darkness intertwined in celestial dances, and energies merged into complex patterns. The dual warrior, as he explored the limits of reality, realized that duality was infinitely creative and adaptable. The very essence of duality not only lay in the coexistence of opposing forces, but also in the ability to transform and constantly renew itself. In the middle of the loom of cosmic destiny, Goku became a weaver of experiences and guardian of the eternal dance of duality. The renovated kingdom spread before him like a blank canvas, full of infinite possibilities and exciting challenges. With the cosmic consciousness guiding him, the dual warrior was preparing to continue weaving the history of the multiverse in an eternal symphony of light and shadows. Part 14. The Threshold of Eternity. As Goku explored the renovated realms of the multiverse, he realized that the loom of cosmic destiny was intricately connected to the threshold of eternity. Cosmic consciousness showed him that beyond the limits of time and space, there was an ethereal realm where duality transcended conventional notions. This threshold of eternity was a place where the energies of light and darkness intertwined in a timeless dance. Goku, the dual warrior, felt the call of this mysterious realm, understanding that his connection with duality guided him to a new understanding of existence itself. As he crossed the threshold of eternity, Goku found himself immersed in a reality beyond conventional perceptions. Here, duality was not simply a force that balanced opposites, but a constant flow of energy that wove the very plot of the cosmos. In this ethereal realm, Goku met cosmic entities that personified the very essence of duality. These beings, known as the Threshold Guardians, revealed to the dual warrior the deepest secrets of the universe. They showed him that duality was not simply a feature of the multiverse, but the very essence of creation, the force that fueled the continual rebirth of all things. The Threshold Guardians guided Goku through visions of the crucial moments in the history of the multiverse. He saw how duality had been the driving force behind cosmic events, from the creation of stars to the emergence and fall of civilizations. Each event, each choice resonated in eternity, being part of a cosmic narrative that extended beyond the limits of time. In this threshold of eternity, Goku experienced a complete fusion with duality. He became a living manifestation of the opposing forces that danced in harmony, carrying with him the wisdom of cosmic consciousness and the experience accumulated throughout his innumerable odysseys. With his new understanding, Goku returned to the multiverse, carrying with him the essence of the threshold of eternity. He became the beacon that guided conscious beings towards the understanding of their role in the cosmic dance. The renewed kingdoms resonated with an even more vibrant energy, as duality was expressed in ways that challenged the imagination. The dual warrior, imbued with the essence of eternity, became the guardian who crossed the limits between time and timelessness. His journey continued, taking him to explore the deepest corners of existence, where duality wove the inexhaustible history of the multiverse in an eternal symphony of light and shadows. With the essence of the threshold of eternity resonating in his being, Goku, the dual warrior, was erected as the living symbol of the eternal dance of duality. His presence radiated a light that crossed the limits of time and space, connecting each corner of the multiverse in an eternal symphony of light and shadows. The cosmic consciousness revealed to Goku that although his journey had led to the restoration and understanding of duality, the history of the multiverse was a constant flow of experiences and challenges. Duality, as an eternal force, transcended even the most complex narratives, forming part of a cosmic melody that extended into infinity. At this culminating point of his odyssey, Goku became the conductor of the eternal symphony.
Guided by duality and the cosmic consciousness, he explored the realms and dimensions, sharing his wisdom with those conscious beings who crossed his path. He inspired entire civilizations to embrace duality, to understand that light and darkness were inseparable parts of the same cosmic truth. As the dual warrior wove new experiences in the tapestry of time, he also preserved the cosmic balance. Duality, in its most amazing and unknown forms, was embraced by conscious beings, carrying with it the understanding that harmony arose from the coexistence and acceptance of opposing forces. In this final chapter of his cosmic epic, Goku, with the sphere of creation shining in his hand, ascended to a higher plane of existence. He became a witness to the eternal symphony that emanated from the heart of the multiverse, where each choice, each action resonated as a single note in the endless melody of duality. The cosmic consciousness which had guided him throughout his journey merged with Goku's very essence. The dual warrior, now an integral part of the eternal cosmic dance, became a beacon of light that transcended the limits of time and space. His presence dissolved into the vastness of the multiverse, but his influence lasted as an eternal echo in the symphony of duality. And so the cosmic epic of Goku, the dual warrior, concluded. A journey that embraced duality in all its forms and brought the light of understanding to every corner of infinity. The eternal symphony continued, woven by the endless dance of duality, where each conscious being was part of a cosmic narrative that unfolded into eternity. In this way, parallel lines would exist again, and the evil Goku could see his friends and his universe again. In the same way, the Goku he had absorbed had returned to his original parallel line. So from now on, all and each of the parallel lines would live in peace and harmony again. Well, apparently it was not necessary to send you to that parallel line for you to intervene, Son Goku.
The Dragon Ball of that parallel line and his Gohan were able to solve the dimensional conflict. I am somewhat surprised. I said Owari, the infinite God, while I was telling Goku in a neutral tone. Yes, apparently it was not necessary for me to intervene. I am really surprised that neither I from that temporal line and Gohan have achieved the fusion. Also, that transformation of Gohan is something that I would never have seen in my dimension. Really, this of the multiverse of parallel lines is something completely incredible. I said Goku, quite surprised, but at the same time happy that his version of that dimension has been able to solve the problem on his own, along with Gohan. I will tell you a secret. That parallel line of that Son Goku was not so far from yours. He only separated it into a few dozen parallel lines. You can notice it since both have something in common. Both were locked in the room of time, although well, one more than the other. I said Owari again with a completely neutral voice. Yes, I'm seeing that. Also, that means that if the problem that Son Goku had caused had continued, sooner or later my parallel line would have arrived. It is not so. I said Goku something serious, looking at Owari. Yes, that's right. Feel lucky. All that matter was already resolved. Although there are many parallel lines that need intervention. So what do you think? Do you want to continue watching the multiverse? There is an alternative line where you lost all your friends and you became the only warrior on the planet. Also, there is an alternative line where you thought you were betrayed and you had been locked in the room of time by a version of yours of the multiverse. As matter, in that parallel line, you merged with Gohan. That is the parallel line that we just observed. It is just the one we just saw, I said Owari. There is also a parallel line where you were designated as an angel of the Universe 9 and an angel called Miko without trying to end you. There is even a parallel line where your parents managed to survive. Don't you think all that is fascinating, Son Goku? The next parallel line is the one I need you to take care of. You must go and help. That dimension is in danger, I said, Owari, showing a parallel line to Son Goku and taking care of it as a mission. It would have been several days since the whole problem would have been solved. Goku would have spent all this time with his family and friends, which he would enjoy a lot of that time, being even a rather unusual behavior in the Saiyan, since he would usually prefer to train before anything else. But given what happened, Goku spent more time with the beings he considered important in his life. Although of course he would not neglect training occasionally so as not to lose condition. However, in one of those moments of peace that Goku was having with his friends, he would be spoken to by Owari telepathically so that only he could hear. Son Goku, I request your presence in my palace. I have your first job. You have 5 minutes to warn your neighbors so that they are aware of the reason for your departure, I said, Owari with his mythical, strange but neutral voice. Goku, after hearing these words, would sigh, but he would then smile, going to tell his family that he would have to leave, but that as soon as he could he would return, which the others would understand and say goodbye with a big smile from Goku, wishing him the best and that he would return safe and sound. I'm ready, Goku said, nothing, which would soon be teleported by Owari to his palace. Owari, who would be sitting as usual, would look at Goku fixedly. Today I will assign you your first job, Son Goku. It is a parallel line that is given by loss. It is a variant of another parallel line, I said, Owari, explaining to Goku. I will explain it to you in a better way. Look, there is a parallel line where Son Goku and Frieza were locked up for 10,000 years in the room of time and spirit. Both trained, became extremely strong, and Frieza manipulated that Son Goku, and little by little he achieves his task of eliminating Zeno, Grand Priest, and Son Goku. However, he managed to be detained by these last three, so that parallel line was safe. However, its variant, that is, the alternate parallel line that did not happen with the same luck, I said, Owari, showing him a kind of video hologram of Goku. Goku, through that hologram, would observe how Frieza in that parallel line would have defeated Zeno and all the gods, including obviously Goku and his friends, and any being that could cause him problems, not to mention the savior god of that parallel line. It is really frustrating and depressing that that fate is the one that had that parallel line. However, I thought you did not care if in the parallel lines we or the villains were winners, I said to Goku, looking again at Owari. And it is correct, I have no inclination towards any side. I do not care who is the winner. The problem lies in that Frieza has a finger in the clouds. He thinks he is the god of everything, that there is or will be no one above him, so he has the intention of erasing all existence in that parallel line and create one of his own. And that I cannot allow. I cannot let it complicate my work even more, I said without hesitation. Okay, fine, and what am I supposed to do? I asked Goku, accepting Owari's mission. The only thing you have to do is, without wasting time, eliminate that Frieza and use this to restart that parallel line, I said, Owari, throwing a kind of Goku sphere equal to the sphere that the Savior God uses to restart his parallel line. Use it, select the parallel line I am talking about, but with a slight change. For example, you could make it that instead of 10,000 years locked in the room of time and spirit, spend only 5,000 years, I said, Owari, giving some freedom to Goku to alter that parallel line at the time of restart. I understand. Well, send me to the parallel line. I will quickly complete my mission if I can return with my family, I said, Goku, preparing to fulfill his mission. After a few seconds, Goku would be teleported by Owari to his palace. Owari, who would be sitting as usual, would look at Goku fixedly.
Goku would appear in a place where there was only total darkness. He would not be able to observe any light near him or anything like that. Even so, he managed to feel that around him there were small rubble, possibly of asteroids or planets, so it is likely that a fight has occurred in that place. Without wasting more time, Goku would teleport to the gigantic key he would feel to finish the mission quickly, and besides that, he was freezing in the place where he was transported. Goku would appear in front of what seemed to be Frieza, who was having fun slowly destroying planets and civilizations, who after seeing Goku's sudden appearance would be enormously surprised.
But what are you doing in this place? I destroyed you. Destroy even the other world so that you would not have the opportunity to return, because you were still alive, I asked Frieza, terrified. Don't worry, you were successful in eliminating me from this parallel line. However, I come from another one, I said, Goku raising his power to the maximum with his ultra-improved instinct to 100. Frieza, after seeing this, would choose to make use of his transformation of Black Frieza, preparing for the fight. Goku would manage to hit Frieza in the stomach, who would spit blood due to the strong blow. Then Goku would disappear and reappear behind Frieza, giving him a strong kick in the back. Then Goku would grab Frieza's tail and start spinning with it. Goku would finally let go of Frieza's tail, causing him to shoot out of the place, colliding with several asteroids. Frieza, after recovering, he would be surprised due to the power that said Goku possessed, since he was stronger than the Goku he knew. The 3 blows that Goku had just given him had caused great damage to the Emperor, so he would be a little terrified. However, Frieza would be interrupted and taken out of his thoughts after seeing how Goku would be approaching him at great speed. Frieza would start throwing rays of energy at Goku. However, the Saiyan managed to dodge and deflect all and each of them. Frieza, without more option, would create a large ball of giant energy and throw it at Goku. However, Goku would use teleportation to reappear behind Frieza, giving him a strong knee on the back, but then take it off his head. Goku would start flying in the direction of the attack that Frieza had launched, and when they were a few centimeters from him, Goku would stomp Frieza against said energy attack, causing an immense explosion in the place. After dissipating the explosion, you would be able to see Frieza furious, who already had multiple wounds all over his body. Frieza, furious, would come out shot to attack Goku, starting to throw several blows at the Saiyan. Goku, with a little difficulty, would manage to dodge all and each of Frieza's attacks, which would anger the evil Emperor even more. Goku would go from being on the defensive to being on the offensive, starting this to give Frieza multiple blows and kicks, who would not have the opportunity to counter them. I admit that you have an amazing level. Never expect you to be able to reach these levels, Frieza. However, I'm still stronger than you, and I'm sorry, but I have to fulfill a mission, I said, Goku, giving him a strong elbow on the face to Frieza, followed by a strong kick in the chin, what would make Frieza fly. Goku, without wasting any more time, would load a strong and powerful Kamehameha, which would hit Frieza full, making him dust, eliminating this version of Frieza once and for all. After eliminating Frieza, Goku would feel a little tired due to the previous fight, since he had given everything from the beginning. However, Goku would continue with his mission, and this one from a small crystal would take out the sphere that Owari had given him to restart that parallel line. Goku would put his hand inside the sphere, and this would begin to see multiple parallel lines which did not seem to have any end. However, Goku would concentrate and think in a parallel line identical to this one, a parallel line where Goku and Frieza were locked for 10,000 years in the Room of Time by Zeno. However, so that this parallel line did not end in the same way,
Goku would modify the maximum time that a room of time can be used, making that once this 5,000 years in that room, the room little by little begins to destroy what would force the people who are inside to leave forcefully. That would be the change that Goku would implement, so after being ready, he would start the restart, making that parallel line begin to restart with the change implemented by Goku. After starting the restart, Goku would be teleported by Owari again to his palace. "You did your first job very well, Son Goku. Right now, that parallel line is being restarted with the change you implemented on the Room of Time. You also succeeded in eliminating Frieza. You did a good job." As well as that alternate parallel line, there are many more that are given for lost, so you will also have to take care of them and fix them. Although I warn you, those parallel lines are much more dangerous than the one you just fixed. So for the moment, rest and get ready, because you will have a lot, I said, Owari with his neutral voice, teleporting again to Earth with his family and friends. Heavens, I really would like all this to end once and for all, but it seems that a lot of work awaits me ahead. That guy could knows what parallel lines he will be sending me, I said, Goku, taking a little sigh. But this one would then smile again, going to spend time with his family, until the moment when Owari assigns him a new mission. In the vast extensions of the multiverse, Goku, the brave warrior Saiyan, ventured beyond the limits of